So when you come into a religion like this, that the marriages are religious and spiritual based, can you add temporal mortal desires and have that relationship stay? We have not seen that successfully yet. Not saying it couldn't happen. We just have not experienced that yet. And then unfortunately, in this religion, the women's needs are never a consideration. The women's emotional, physical, mental, spiritual needs are never, ever in consideration. So the man gets his needs met spiritually, temporally, physically, because if he's not with his woman, in my case, he's out doing pornography, or so all of his physical, desires are getting met. And you just really cannot do that when you have a spiritual relation. Now, when you go on national television and you're exposed to all of the worldly things that the world has to offer, and you start to take the religion out of that relationship, is this what happens? I don't know.
And I feel like the men within these realms, their struggles are different than, they don't have to deal with jealousy. They don't have to deal with that stuff. They don't know what that is. So here's a book. Go read this book. This is a problem that you're having.
Go read your scriptures and get yourself right with God, woman.
So you need to be working on these things. And,
oh, God.
and that's part of some of the teachings of here, that you guide them by pointing them in the right direction, whether that's a book or whether that's a
point out their jealousy flaws or their insecurity flaws.
But it's their job to work on those jealousies, not his. He doesn't have jealousy. He doesn't even understand what jealousy is. So, yeah.
Yeah. So when you see a man in this religion, especially because they are the center focal point of the universe, of this family, they're the nuclei of this family. And so they're so used to A, hardly ever being wrong, if ever wrong, B, being elevated and lifted up to this godlike status to their wives and their children. And if they, even to their fellow brethren in the group, in the church, they're elevated because depending on the status of their family. And so they don't like to be told that they're wrong. And when they hit a certain elevated status, ego becomes a huge factor in these people, in these men. And so when one woman is dissatisfied and says, wait a minute, I'm watching the sexualization of this relationship, I want some of that too. And she now becomes disgruntled or dissatisfied.